Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. Last episode, we basically bullied EBANA. We all fell in love with EBANA, is really what happened. We all fell in love with EBANA on Yochi's route, and we basically, really, we learned a lot about Yochi. They are someone who is very information focused, and I have a lot of respect for them in terms of how they think and how they process information. I am looking forward to what we learn in this route, because I think that just like, even you can watch, like, I rewatched that episode when I was editing it, and I was like, you could literally see how I couldn't even keep up with how they were thinking. Because in Akase's route, I was like, oh, like, I didn't really expect much from him. You could see, like, oh, like, I don't know, there was so much information being tossed at us that I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore. But with Yochi, they had asked, like, genuinely smart questions, like, oh, is there a supply dock that we're receiving shipments from? Where are we receiving these shipments from? Like, what locations? Like, I don't know. It was just the way that everything was worded. I was like, yeah, like, what? That was actually a good question? Like, what? So I'm super curious to see where this goes. We're still on the common route, so technically it's not Yochi's route yet, but I'm still, counting it as Yochi's route, because that's where we're headed. So let's get right into it. Yeah, let's go. That day, I was relieved to see that I was not called into a drama to participate. Oh yeah, and Senna still doesn't have her voice, so right. Everyone on the cooking team was lively, so I went to bed in a much lighter mood. We talked about what sweets to make and the requests. Maybe it's because I thought of my home. My mother wasn't always around on the weekends, so I'd be the one making snacks for me and my siblings. They'd fight over what I'd make. One would want flan, the other wants cheesecake, then it's cream puffs or sometimes even potato chips. Cream puffs, puff it louder, Okay, sorry. Thinking about it made me laugh. We were having the same kind of arguments here. Yeah, so, Haiji wanted cupcakes, and Yochi wanted apple pie, and EBANA was like, I guess I'll make everything. When I laughed, I realized something. Oh, right. I finally figured out the reason why my mind drew a blank when I asked for a request. Or when asked for a request. I'm always fielding requests, but this might be the first time someone asked me what I want. I thought of that while I fell asleep. Oh, we just passed out. Okay. During the morning of that day, I was doing research in my room. Yochi was supposedly going to organize the past episodes, but I thought about whether I could research something on my own. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Yochi is, like, way ahead of the game. So Akase before, like, it took so long for Akase to be like, okay, well, maybe we should look into, like, the other episodes, and we kind of, like, looked into it as a group, like the information gathering group, but Yochi, like, isn't even part of the info gathering group, and Yochi has already gone out of their way to look into it. Like, Yochi is part of the cooking group and is already looking into the videos and organizing them and grouping them into, like, certain segments. So honestly, I don't even know why Yochi is part of the cooking group when they clearly have, like, a past in info gathering. Like, Yochi does this as their job, so why are you here? Like, why didn't we, I don't know, we should have organized it so that they were using their strengths, whatever. But there were no dramas that could provide hints. I sighed a little, thinking about what to do next, and then I heard someone at my door. I wondered who it was and opened it to find Haiji there.
Senaお姉ちゃん、ちょっと来て。
Oh, Haiji grabbed my arm and took me downstairs before I could say anything. Why did they play the creepy music? I didn't have time to type out my message as I arrived at the living room. That was when he finally said something.
EBANAお兄ちゃんが カップケーキ作ってくれたんだ。
Fucking God. EBANA literally couldn't wait a single fucking moment. He literally heard the night before, oh, we want cupcakes and we want apple pie. And I'm surprised he didn't fucking make apple pie that same damn night.
来たね。いらっしゃい。
Oh my God. What? Ugh. I smelled freshly baked cakes in the living room.
ほら、カップケーキ。いろんな種類があるんだよ。
Haiji pointed at the table with many kinds of small cupcakes. Oh my God, EBANA! How many fucking cupcakes did you make? This must have taken hours! The decorations were all elaborate over the fluffy dough with fresh cream and berries. This must have taken hours. Like, yo, hold on. Okay, as somebody who does baking on the side, I'm not a professional. I do have friends who are professionals, but like, hold on. So, straight up off the bat, you can already tell that there's multiple batters because we have like, it looks like there's a chocolate batter down there. I can't really tell if it's like fully chocolate, but like we have like a matcha batter or green tea batter or something like that with the green one. It's filled with something because it looks like there's like a divot. So that's like a cranberry or something filled matcha, or like a red bean maybe filled matcha cupcake. Then we have the blueberry cupcake with cream, and then he has chocolate like decorations, and then I don't know if he purchased those chocolate decorations. I can't tell if that's a cherry or not, or if that's sugar work, but if it's sugar work, that must have taken forever. Then he has these mint leaves that he's precisely put on. Then he had to make the fucking chocolate frosting, if those are chocolate frosting. Or if it's not chocolate frosting and it's like Mont Blanc or something, then that means that he fucking made like chestnut whipped, like, I'm so shocked. What? One with chocolate coating and silver dragues. I don't even know what that is. Hold on, I need to look this up. Dragues? Drague is a bite-sized confectionery with a hard outer shell that's made out of sugar. He did do sugar work! Holy shit! He literally did. It's nuts, candied fruit, or dried fruit go through a panning process or a machine. What the fuck? Where they spin a large spinning machine which builds layers of chocolate onto the fruit or nut center. What the hell? And it makes it's shiny. What the hell? And he did do a Mont Blanc. Hold on. Let me read the line and then I'll freak out. One with a chestnut in the Mont Blanc style, a matcha cake with red bean, and more. I literally, holy shit. Holy shit. I'm so sorry. It's the baker in me, I swear to God, but that is fucking insane. Like, that is actually insane. It must have taken him hours. Like, I have so much respect. This is unbelievable. Anybody who bakes will understand this too. Like, for a batch of cupcakes, like, it seems simple enough, especially if you use a box mix. It will take like an hour or something like that. But if you are making fucking decorations, it takes so long. Sugar work takes forever, especially chocolate work. That takes a long time too. And just I'm in shock. And like piping is a lot of work. Like, especially if you're like passionate about it, I can understand it won't like feel like a lot of work, but over time, whew. What's this? I was so surprised that I didn't know what other message to send.
うるせえ。ハイジ、なんでわざわざそいつまで呼んでくるんだ。うるさいやつを増やすな。
I'm so shook.
だってお姉ちゃんもケーキがいいって言ってたじゃない。なんでダメなの？
そうだよ。彼女はきっと驚いて言葉が出てこないだけだよ。
女は嫌いなんです。いちいち絡みたくない。
I forgot that he's apparently a misogynist. He doesn't like women. What? Really? Because I think he mentions that in the like first common route in Banjo's route. I need to write this down too.
お、じゃあ僕は男だって思ってるんだ。あ、そっか。そんなに僕って男らしかったか。
料理してる時は男の人かなって思う。かぼちゃ真っ二つにしてたし。
Hates women. Okay. Haichi's statement caused EBANA to nod in agreement.
そうだったっけ？
Can women not chop pumpkins in half? Okay. Why do you hate girls? Or do you not want to talk about it?
しつこく理由を尋ねるつもりなら今後一切会話はしない。
Okay.
そんな言い方しなくても答えたくないって言えばセナ君はしつこく聞いたりしないよ。ね。
Right, I won't ask.
それよりカップケーキ食べていい？どれから食べよう。
そうそう、本来はカップケーキだ。みんなで分けやすいミニサイズだし、リクエストにしっかり答えてくれたね。
Yoshi is right. There are many kinds and quantities, so there's no need to fight over any of it. EBANA perfectly fulfilled all of our requests, in my opinion. He says he hates girls, but it doesn't change how he still went and made these. Thank you, EBANA. They all look so cute and delicious. I decided to interact with him as I always have and sent him that message.
約束だったからな。不本意だが。
女の子は苦手でも約束は守る。
それは別に。
おいしい。お兄ちゃんもお姉ちゃんも一緒に座って食べようよ。ほら、ここ。
Haiji and Yoshi held my hand and sat me down, right next to EBANA, too.
ち
He moved away to keep his distance. So it's not that he hates me so much that he doesn't want to be in the same space. But I'll try not to get too close. This has happened before.
こっちもおいしい。このピカピカ光ってるのは食べられるの？
それはアラザンだから食える。食べたことないのか？
Silver dragies? Dragie? I don't know. I don't know.
多分。本当だ。甘い。
It's also delicious. I'm in paradise here.
手軽な幸福だな。
Cheap? I think he could probably sell those for like $10 a cupcake. Like,
セナ君とハイジ君は甘いものが好きみたいだね。僕も比較的好きな方ではあるけれど。
I'm so shook. I want to eat the cupcake.
好きにしても限度があるでしょう。よくそんなに次々と食えるな。セナもハイジも。舌がおかしいんじゃないか？
エバナお兄ちゃんが作ったのに。
So you don't like sweets that much, but you still made it for us. Oh, he ignored me there.
あれ？これは何のパーティー？
ギョーブ君、おはよう。パーティーというわけじゃないんだけれどね。楽しい親睦会というところかな。
へえ、それって僕が参加しても平気なやつ？それとも他人の懐を遠慮なしに探っちゃう人間はお断りかな？
I remembered what he said last time, making me stop. Gibbo had asked questions since he suspected Haiji for being the producer. Right. We can't forget that everybody suspects Haiji in this.
それを言わなければどんどん参加してくれてよかったのにね。
じゃあやっぱりお断りってこと？
そんなことないよ。みんなのために作ったんだよね、エバナお兄ちゃん。
え？ああ。
行坊お兄ちゃんは何がいい？たくさん種類があるんだよ。これ全部エバナお兄ちゃんが作ったんだ。
へえ、すごいね。じゃあこの抹茶っぽいのいただきます。
Haiji doesn't seem to mind at all. He's talking to Gyogu normally.
ああ、会話止めちゃってごめんね。何の話してたの？僕も混ぜてよ。
大した話じゃない。ただの雑談だよ。君は何か用事があってリビングに降りてきたんじゃないの？
I also feel, this is like kind of weird, but I also feel that Gyobu is a lot smarter than we realize too. I feel like Gyobu is kind of like the type where he pretends to be super stupid, but he's actually a lot smarter than you think.
別に暇だったから降りてきただけ。これ美味しいね。今度桜餅作ってよ。
Just munching.
はあ？なんで桜餅なんだよ。
好きだから。
季節を考えろよ、季節を。今は夏だぞ。
この世界で季節とか関係あるの？
Oh, now that I think about it, do we not have to care about what vegetables are in season?
外の世界から食材を調達してるなら気にするべきだろ。旬は大事だ。
Huh.
旬？
旬がわからないのかい？旬っていうのは一言で言うとその食べ物が美味しい季節のことで。
Do 12-year-olds know what in season means? I feel like they should, right? Is that... I don't know. I feel like when you hit the age of 12, like you're old enough to know what an in-season food is. Is that like weird? Maybe that's like just like my family though in general. Not that I come from like a family of farmers or anything like that, but like my niece and nephew, they're both younger, and they're younger than 12, but they know a lot about like not necessarily agriculture, but like my brother has taught them a lot about like how like where food comes from, I guess, and they know about it. So I guess I would have suspected that Haiji would know about it, so I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't. Yoichi started explaining it, and Gyobu was snickering next to them. What a weird way to laugh. It feels hostile in a way.
何がおかしいのかな？
いやー、仲良くなったんだなって思って。この班は楽しそうでいいよね。
Gyobu, is there something you don't like? You always make these suggestive statements.
ああ、違う。そういうんじゃないってば。ただ、これから僕が言おうと思っていた情報を知ったら、どんな顔をするのかなって。
It's interesting that Gyobu is so aggressive in this route. Like, holy shit.
情報？
言っとくけど、これは善意の情報だからね。この間ギスギスさせちゃったから、お詫びの意味を込めて情報提供。
Okay, here we go. We're getting the good shit. Okay. Gyobu looked down to confirm that everyone had quieted down before continuing.
異世界配信の過去のキャストの中に、元の世界へ帰還した人がいるみたいだよって話。
Okay, I think we learned that in Akase's route too. Somebody was a repeat member. Huh?
は？帰還したキャストがいる？
I'm gonna write this down as well. Hold on. Main plot points. I'm literally gonna write this down. We have one cast member is a repeat. Yes, there we go. We became quiet again. Seeing how Gyobu wasn't denying it, I tapped my display with a shaky hand. But the director said that there are no cast members who returned.
その言葉にもちゃんと前置きがあったはずだよ。アップグレード以前の状況下では、キャスト失格が続出してたって。
Oh, what does that mean?
そうか。仕様変更前の異世界配信では帰還したキャストがいなかった。けれど、仕様変更後は
No returnees for the Otherworld stream prior to the spec change.
そう。帰還したキャストがいるかもしれないよね。でもってもう一度キャストになってたりして。
Okay, so there was a specification change? Huh? They became cast members again?
まさか死の危険を冒してまでかい？何を根拠にそんなことを？
理由はいくらでもあるんじゃないの？わかんないけどさ。
大事なことだ。 ふざけないでちゃんと答えてくれ。
ふざけてないよ。真面目でもないかもしれないけど。
I feel like I feel like Yobu and Yochi are like so high level intelligence, and then there's just me who's just so dumb, and I'm like trying to understand what the fuck's going on. I'm like, okay, hold on. Yochi and I wouldn't back down, so Gyobu started to let his eyes wander off to Ibana and Haiji. He then smiled and waved.
それだけ伝えたかったんだ。信じる信じないはご自由に。もう一個ケーキもらってくね。ああ、そうだ。そのバウンサーって結構使えるやつでさ、何でも聞けば答えてくれるよ。声を取り戻す方法も案外聞けば教えてくれるかもね。
So Gyobu has also figured out how to get her voice back, that means. Even Yochi went quiet with that. Ibana and Haiji had stopped talking midway in their conversation. Or in the conversation. He just caused trouble here and left.
聞いてみたらどうだ。
ん？
帰還したキャストの話はともかく、セナの声については緊急性があるでしょう。バウンサーが答えてくれるというのなら。
そうだね。聞いてみよう。もしもし、監視者くん。質問したいんだけど。
ご質問にお答えします。
罰ゲームで失った体の機能っていうのは取り戻す方法があるのかな？
あります。該当の罰ゲームを受けた際のドラマを再現することです。
それって僕とセナお姉ちゃんが出てたドラマのこと？
その通りです。罰ゲームを受けた際、ドラマの出演を拒否、あるいは演技を中断しているはずです。そのドラマに罰ゲームを受けたキャストが再度出演し、最後まで演じきることができれば罰ゲームは白紙に戻されます。
そうだったのか。再演しちゃんと演じられれば声の機能は戻ってくる。なるほど。
声を取り戻す方法が分かってよかったね、お姉ちゃん。
But that means...
それが簡単にできることなら、最初から罰ゲームなんて受けてないんじゃないか。
え？
That's exactly right. Even though I know how, I can't be happy with this. I took the punishment game because I couldn't bring myself to push Haiji out of the window. It's not that I didn't regret it, but when I remembered Haiji hugging me, then...
ありがとう。僕、誰かからそんな風に心配されたの初めてだよ。
My regret dissipated. I will not reenact it. I'll try to find another way to get my voice back.
しないの？なんで？
Because I can't. And they said I'll get my voice back when we return to our world, so it's fine.
でも不便じゃない？声が出ないとちゃんとドラマができないよ。
I'll manage. Thomas said that he'll also help me out.
でももう一度演じればいいだけなんだよ。怪我もすぐ治るから大丈夫。僕怖くないよ。あ、もしかしてドラマの後に言ったことを気にしてる？それなら忘れていいよ。セナお姉ちゃんが僕のことを心配してくれたってだけで僕は十分嬉しかったから。
Has Haiji been like abused? Like, this is horrible. Normally Haiji is quieter, but his numerous questions made me stop tapping my display. It's the first time I saw Haiji be this talkative, but that doesn't change how I feel. I still don't regret my decision of not pushing you out the window, Haiji.
ん？なんで？
Haiji, you're like a little brother to me. Hurting my own little brother would make me a terrible sister. I can't do that. So thank you for letting me know that, but I can't reenact that part.
僕が突き落としてほしいと言っても？
Yeah, sorry.
わかった。でももし気が変わったらいつでも言ってね。
I nodded back in response. I could tell that Haiji was worried about me. It was just my ego getting in the way of not wanting to hurt Haiji. I'll part of me was also afraid of what the results would be if I hurt someone, or maybe I was just being stubborn. Either way, if I did push Haiji out there, what could result from that is I could pass the point of no return. That's how it feels to me. A faint coldness that I couldn't describe seemed to be waiting for me ahead. That's the feeling I had.
ねえ、今度はプリンがいい。
And we're gonna stop here. Perfect, some flan. I can see what she means. Like, I think that if you get to a point where you're willing to do anything to survive, to the point where you're willing to like push a child out of a window and like possibly like even though you know like they will survive the fall, but you're willing to like injure them and like break their bones and etc. to ensure your own like comfort, then something like about your humanity kind of dies. So I know I probably said differently, I think maybe in Banjo's route or in like the other routes and stuff like that. Well, I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I mean, obviously, like, I think I said differently in other routes. I think that I said, like, I would do it, but I can see the struggle where she's like, oh, I don't know if I could, because there is, like, a part of it where it's like, oh, you do lose, like, a lot of your humanity, and that, like, if you're willing to push a 12-year-old out of a window, like, what does that say about you, kind of thing? Would I be willing to do it? I don't know. Especially, like, now, like, we know Haiji a lot more, and I don't know if I would be able to do it. Now, like, knowing him and seeing him, like, get excited over desserts and seeing, like, these kind of, like, almost, like, yellow beige flags where it seems like he's, like, oh, like, nobody's ever supported me like this before, and he seems to be like very delayed, and like I can't read kanji, I can't, like, I don't know what in-season foods are. Like, was he like held in like a basement somewhere? Like, I don't know, it's just concerning. I'm nervous to like I'm nervous, I don't know what's wrong. So Haiji worries me. And then Gyobu, I mean, it's interesting to see how Gyobu has taken on such like a villainous role in Iochi's route. Like Iochi, again, we see again that Iochi's route is very focused on like this information gathering aspect where, yes, we learned that there is another cast member that is a repeat. We learn a little more about it where it's like the director, or not the director, yeah, it was the director, right? Like, the director had said, like, oh, none of you guys are repeats, but technically it was, like, a loophole where they had escaped before, and, like, they had changed the specifications of the Otherworld stream, and so whoever is, like, repeated decided to come back, like, they made the active choice to come back. So it's not like they were forced to come back, I guess. Which is why they haven't revealed themselves. So it's very interesting. I'm very curious to see who it is that is repeated. And I wonder, my guess currently, this is gonna be a little wild, I wanna say, just a shot in the complete dark, my current guess is Shigasaki. And I do not know why that is my guess, but I just have a feeling. He gives off this, like, desperate vibe, you know? Like, the last time we saw him in Akase's route with his arm situation, he was so desperate. Why is everybody losing their arms, by the way? We have EBANA without an arm, we got Shigasaki without an arm. Why is everybody not have arms? Why is everyone losing their arms? What's happening? Does everybody not have an arm? We gotta check everybody's hands now. We gotta see if everybody's wearing gloves. Oh my god, we need to actually check that. Next episode, we're gonna check to see if everybody is wearing a glove. Okay, boom.